Bikram Saab is going to be in his second ODI. Big, strong, fast bowler. No spring chicken, 29 years of age. Plays his domestic cricket for the Army. But he was impressive on ODI debut. Could you believe it? Took a wicket with his very first ball. Big swing and a miss from Tony Ora. Bikram Saab just puffs out those cheeks. 2 slips in place. Third man and a fine leg as well. Thuds into the pad, surely going down leg. Big smile as well from Bikram Saab. You could see the keeper, Binod Bandari. He's experienced enough. He's been around the block to know where this one was going. Look at his body position. He was miles down leg. Thuds into the pad, going on, surely going down leg. And even the second slip. Kushal Bertel. Big smile as well from Bikram Saab. You could see the keeper, Binod Bandari. He's experienced enough. He's been around the block to know where this one was going. Look at his body position. He was miles down leg. Thuds into the pad, going on, surely going down leg. And even the second slip. Just a little bit of movement, late movement away from the right-hander. Take a look at the position of these two. He's experienced as well. Very noticeable to me just how wide they are. Body position. He was miles down leg. What they're saying, definitely surely going down leg. Opening batters, that's even the second slip. Just a little bit of late movement backing their keeper, Binod Bandari. Take a look at the position of these two. He's experienced as well. Regulation, sort of 0.5. Very noticeable to me just how wide they are. Body position. He was miles down leg. What they're saying, definitely surely going down leg. Opening batters, that's even the second slip. Just a little bit of late movement backing their keeper, Binod Bandari. See there, look at the big gaps between the position of these two. Very noticeable just how wide they are. Body position. He was miles down leg. What they're saying, definitely surely going down leg. Opening batters, that's even the second slip. Just a little bit of late movement backing their keeper. Going to be runs through the offside. Won't have enough pace to get to the boundary. And Sushan Bharti, one of the 3 changes in this Nepal starting 11, does the fielding. Yeah, it was Sushan Bharti, Karen KC. Brought in. We'll come back to that. 2 overs gone. It's 3 for none. That's a nice shot down the ground, and it beats the dive of the fielder. It's only just going to kiss the rope. And that's the first dish home fibre net boundary of the PNG chase. Really nice shot from the first delivery that Legacy Aka has faced. Just a punch. The classic on drive, the shot that every batsman loves so much to work out whether or not they're in good form. Siaka's had a lot of starts this week. After making 7 in the first game, he made back-to-back 30s. Both at a good clip. He does go at the ball hard. Nepal certainly won't want Siaka to be at the crease for altogether too long. Beauty. The off stump has been taken out of the ground from Sampal Kami. Just did enough. Probably won't have moved more than a ball or two away from the right-hander. Has this come off the seam? Oh, that is perfect from Sampal Kami. Instead of holding its angle into the right-hander where it would have gone on to about leg stump, it's moved away from Siaka. It's uprooted his off stump. It's knocked it out of the ground. Nepal strike through Sampal Kami. Siaka's gone for 4. Papua New Guinea are 7 for 1. So Asadoa Vala, the Papua New Guinean captain, has made their only 50 of the week. That was 61. The opening match of the tournament. Oh, the left-hander gets off the mark. Just really a poke outside the off stump, wasn't it? And he does something that he couldn't do yesterday, which is get off the mark. It was a duck for him against USA yesterday. Just 4 against Nepal on Tuesday. But he did start the series well. 61 he made. Inward movement, thuds into the pad. That's very close indeed. I think that's closer than you'd think at first. Kami always smiling. Talk about my favourite associate cricketers. He's right up there as well. Tell you something, I think that was pad first. Certainly might have hit the bat after it's hit the pad, but Ora probably lucky to survive. Maybe just enough doubt. For Lasher, the local umpire, to decide against getting the finger up. Strays down the leg side this time. Bandari does enough. Will be signalled wide though. Good quick running between Ura and Vala. Just a little bit of a fumble, wasn't it, from Kushal Mala at mid-on, allowed them to get through for the single. Papua New Guinea, 3 overs gone. It's 10 for 1. So these two bowlers complementing each other really nicely. Sampal Kami so skiddy and rushing the ball onto you, whereas Bikram Sob, much more of a measured approach to the wicket and predominantly shaping the ball away. From the right-handers. Whereas Kami has that ability to angle it in like we saw there with the big LBW shout, and then occasionally just get it to hold its line and take it with just enough movement away from the right-hander. See a really good opening partnership this with the ball for Nepal. Nicely bowled as Ora tries to come down the track to counteract that movement from Sob. Continues to cause problems though. Papua New Guinea going to need around, well, nearly close to 5 and over now. Worked into the leg side. Just be a single. Karen KC will do the fielding. He'll be one of the 3 seamers. That we'll see on show for Nepal. I was referring to the 3 changes they've made. Sharad Vasakar, Pawan Saraf and Mohammad Arif Sheikh all out of the starting 11 and brought in today Binod Bandari, the wicketkeeper, Karen KC, and the left-arm spinner, Sushant Bharti, which to me looks like something maybe close to their strongest 11. Of course, Dipendra Singh Airi still missing with that. I think it's an ankle injury. I'm not sure whether he's going to be back in time for Cricket World Cup League 2 or not. That's the second wicket, just a fine edge. There wasn't much of a noise, but Ahmed Shah Pakteen had no doubt. Tony Ora immediately looked behind him. That one's just held its line across the left-hander. And Bikram Sob as his 3rd ODI wicket. Yeah, just a feathered edge. No real arguments from Asadoa Vala with the decision. Just holding its line across the left-hander. Vala falls, not a good couple of days with the bat for him. Duck yesterday, 1 today. Papua New Guinea, they are 11 for 2. So one left-hander is going to be replaced by another. CJ Amini comes to the crease. Been good with the ball, but hasn't found a huge amount of runs this week. Remember, Papua New Guinea playing 4 games in 5 days. Just 2 matches for USA and 2 matches for Nepal. Pitched outside leg, thugged into the thigh pad, nothing really going for that. So wicket taking over. We get to the end of the 4th. PNG, they are 11 for 2. Yes, the call on direct hit from Karen KC would have affected the third wicket. There was no timing at all from Tony Ura. His bat kind of hit his pad as he worked that into the leg side. It was pretty much straight to Karen KC. That's why CJ Amini didn't know whether to run through or not from the non-striker's end. But KC picked up cleanly. He couldn't. He didn't even really get close with the throw, to be honest. Amini coming down the track. Cammy certainly starting to up the ante in terms of pace. I'm talking about the fastest bowlers we've seen on show this week. I know when Oman come into play in Cricket World Cup League 2 next week, we'll see Bilal Khan and Big Kalimullah as well, who can get it through. But it's really been Damien Ravu and Jesse Singh for America. Well, Damien Ravu for PNG, Jesse Singh for America. But also Norman Vanua back into the side today. But as far as Nepal's bowlers go, certainly is Sampal Kami. The ever-smiling, charismatic, dashing Sampal Kami gets a nice pat on the bum from Rohit Paudel. Career best for Rohit Paudel today, the youngster. Held the innings together, really. Impressive knock for such a young man. Going to be the first runs for CJ Amini. A really nice drive through the offside. I think it's just going to hold up in the outfield, which isn't rapid, but a lot of time for them to get back for 3. It's good from Amini. Just slightly over pitch from Kami. Yeah, fully in control of that shot. He gets it through the offside nicely. More runs here. Straight to mid-on. Just going to be a single. Beautiful scene in Muscat, Oman. And Al Emirat, about 15 to 20 minutes outside of the city centre of Muscat. Very nice little crowd brewing up, probably about 150 or 200 in now. Awful lot of them are cheering for Nepal. Their fans follow them wherever they are in the world. No run to end the 5th over. Halfway through the power play now. Papua New Guinea, 16 for 2. So more quick running between the wickets from PNG. We see a lot of this from Papua New Guinea, backing their fitness and intensity. thuds into the pad. Bikram Saab was fairly convinced. Let's take another look at this if we can, because I'm not quite sure, A, how adjacent it was, but B, where it pitched. Oh, it does look close, but it's probably just pitched outside leg, has it? I think that's what Ahmed Shah Pakteen is indicating. Definitely thudded into the pad. Wasn't going over the top. Oh, that's a lovely shot, a pickup shot. Hasn't quite got enough of it to run away to the boundary, but will get a couple. Thought he might have timed it better when it came off the bat at first, but good intent from CJ Amini. Down the leg side, thudding into the, I think probably the thigh pad, or actually maybe even the backside of CJ Amini. Bikram Saab has been appealing for absolutely everything. Just watched into the offside this time. Yeah, Bikram Saab certainly looking very comfortable. Stepping up to one-day international cricket. A really good year in the 50-over competition. You can see Sandeep Lamachani there. See him with his leg spin later. Just a really measured approach to the crease. Good stuff from Saab. He's got 1 for 6. PNG, 6 overs gone. 19 for 2. We've had some beautiful scenes and shots over the last few days. This is a wonderful ground, very much going to work brilliantly as a host for the T20 World Cup next month. Under 6 weeks away now. The first game on the 17th of October. They have a lot of construction left to do, but assured that they will definitely get there. Maybe not just on schedule, possibly even ahead of schedule. Nice drive into the offside. Straight to Gyanendra. I'll show you a few more of those drone shots of those new floodlights. I'll bring you those at the end of this over, I'd say. Oh, that is a beauty. Perfectly bowled by Sampal Kami. Not full enough to drive. Tony Ura might replay that shot, but the reason Sampal Kami is smiling is he doesn't mind if he does. Not full enough to drive. And his Dunamall ends up so nearly taking the off stump as well. Cutaway. Going to be runs here. And it's one of the shorter boundaries on offer. So that's going to be a dish home fibre net boundary 4. Short and wide. One of the rare poor deliveries, this one from Kami. It's in essence a free swing of the arms outside the off stump. Kami punished to some of the fans there who pick it up after it cannons into the rope. Cutaway. So that required run rate at the bottom of your screen, hovering just under 5 and over, still within hand for PNG. Going to be more runs here. I believe the second boundary, the over, because again, over to the shortest side of the ground, it will indeed go for a dish home fibre net boundary 4. 7 overs gone. 2 boundaries in the over. PNG 27 for 2. So just a little partnership building between CJ Amini and Tony Ura. More aggression. Going to be back-to-back dish home fibre net boundaries. Bit of a skip down the track from CJ Amini. Pick up pull shot into the leg side. Good batting like that from Amini. Going to bring about a change in the field because fine leg will come up into the circle. Remember, we're still in the first power play here, so just 2 fielders allowed outside that 30-yard circle. Deep square leg will go out. Also third man in place on the offside, but fine leg up into the circle. Lovely batting. Nice rhythm to his batting now, Amini. Will just be kept to a single. But yeah, if you're just joining us perhaps for the first time this evening back in Nepal or somewhere there, the Indian subcontinent, approaching 9 o'clock back in Nepal, prime time. What more could you want than your national team playing live on the television, taking on Papua New Guinea? They found an ODI win over them 3 days ago, but only just by 2 wickets. So you're very welcome and You're going to be joining me, Andrew Leonard, your commentator for the next 2.5 or 3 hours or so. Should be in for some thrilling action as it goes past the attempted dive of Asif Sheikh. Kushal Mala gets the throw in. Plenty of time for Ora to get back for 2. And as we did in the first innings, we're going to take your questions. So please do send in those comments to me. The way you can get on to me is on Twitter by sending me a tweet or a direct message at Cricket Badge. That's Andrew Leonard, your commentator, or on Instagram. Slide into my DMs. That's what the kids say these days, isn't it? Go on, slide in there at Cricket Badge. And give me some topics to talk about in this second innings. What do you want to know about? What were you impressed with? What were you not happy with in the first innings? What did you think of yesterday? Been really interesting and entertaining hearing all of your thoughts. It's really kept me going, I'm not going to lie. So please do get in touch at Cricket Badge. And we'll get to some of those comments now coming up pretty shortly. It's difficult to keep up with them in the first innings, to be honest. There was that many of them. Oh, played and missed, and this one just kept a little bit low, beats him on the inside edge of the bat. Sob can't quite believe it hasn't hit the off stump. 8 overs gone. It's 34 for 2. Oh, going to be the first change in bowling. Karen KC will replace Sampal Kami from the pavilion end. Those floodlights shining so brightly. Oh, played and missed, and this one early just kept a little bit low, beats him on the inside edge of the shot. Highest looks. Oh, going to be the first change in bowling. I believe Karen KC will replace Sampal Kami from the pavilion anywhere end in the world. Only installed less than 2 weeks ago. The second international match. Played and missed, and this one early just kept a little bit low, beats him on the inside. Underneath them on this Oman Cricket Academy ground. Big swing and a miss immediately to the bowling of Karen Casey. So let's slide into those messages. Let's start answering your questions. We're going to try and get to those with the ones that are most recent. So sorry if I missed you a bit earlier. Sachin Sapkoda is going to start me off saying, at Cricket Badge, what do you think about it? Sampal does not seem good when he bowls more than 3 overs in a spell. Maybe he should be used in short bursts, considering the humid conditions as well. Yeah, maybe that's a good point, Sachin. It certainly is an impact bowler. Has been taken off now after 4 overs. You almost predicted that, really, haven't you? Next message comes from Kad Kazi. He's asking, do you miss Dipendra Singh Airi with Nepali batsmen playing lots and lots of dots? Dipendra is the most busy all the time, stealing runs. I do agree with you. He asked me, do you agree? I do. I think he's a fine cricketer, Dipendra Singh Airi, but you've got to remember, earlier in his career, he was struggling to get his strike rate going. It's only recently he's added the power hitting game. to his frequent cuts and taps into the leg side that pick him up all those singles. Masum Bandari with the next question. Do you think Bikram Saab can replace our Yorker King, Avanesh Bahara, from the capital of Nepal? Cut into the offside. Lovely message here from Binod Das, the former captain of the Nepal cricket team. I missed this one earlier. I'm sorry, Binod. Hope you're still watching on. Good job, Lenny, he says. Thanks, my old friend. What's your score prediction? Well, mine was 248. I'm not going to lie and pretend it was something else. And I thought they were right on track to get there when Karen KC was going. Binod, you were predicting about 262, but we've unfortunately won the battle with you as Nepal ended up with 233. A lovely shot down the ground. Won't go all the way to the boundary. Sampal Kami's quick in the outfield. And he's quick enough to cut off the chance of a third, which Amini wanted, but Ora didn't feel like coming back for it. Question from Mandeep Gamir asking me an out-of-context question. How often do you watch football? What's your favourite team? I'm a cricket man, Mandeep. I'm not sure if you noticed. The handle's cricket badge for a reason. All about cricket with me. Would support my national team, Ireland, in the football, but that would be about it. Premier League, it's nonsense really, isn't it? All about the cricket these days. Overpaid millionaires in the football, in my book. Love my cricket, all versions of cricket, T20, whether it be the Everest Premier League, which we'll see back in action from the 25th of September. Everyone's so looking forward to that. Such misfortune. It was one of the first events actually impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic back in March 2020, but after a Trojan effort, we'll be back in action from the 25th of September. Good work at backward point, the diving stop. We'll get a few high fives for his trouble. We'll close out the 9th over. We'll come back with more of your questions after this. 39 for 2. So going to be spin for the first time and spin for the wondrous leg spin of Sandeep Lamachani, the global superstar that he is, a real poster boy of Nepali cricket. Great representative of associate and Nepali cricket. His leg breaks. He starts with a googly. Bit of turn as well for that googly away from the left-handed Amini. Going to see if I can keep it. Lamy bowls in his 60 deliveries. If he does bowl his full spell, I think he told me he bowled about 20 odd the other day. And he starts with back-to-back googlies. Worked it down the ground. We'll see a lot of wrong-uns to the left-hander trying to take the ball away from Amini. Remember, Lamachani still in the power play here, the 10th over of the game. Meaning he can only have 2 fielders outside the circle. For the right-hander, that's out at long off and deep mid-wicket. going to be a critical 10-over spell, this one, in the context of the game. Just getting a good look at Lamachani's action there. What you might not notice from watching on your TV screens from the usual position behind the bowler's arm is just how quick he gets the ball down at you. Puts a huge amount of effort into his run-up. He's almost trotting, jogging, running into bowl. See there, sprinting in. Another googly, maybe a bit of a top spinner. Actually going on with the arm mix-up. Oh, direct hit was gone for all money, and it is. He's found the leg stump. It's only clipped it. Tony Ora has had a bit of a shocker there. He's hit it straight to cover. And he's run. And look at the smiles from Rohit Paudel. Getting big congratulations. I wasn't certain that it actually clipped the stumps. I think it's just hit the bottom of the leg stump. Tony Ora has run himself out. That's what Lamachani does. He changes the game, brings doubt into the batter's minds. It was just the leg stump that was clipped. Only one bail has come off. But that's all Rohit Paudel needed. Look at the celebrations. He gets a big hug. And an exuberant celebration from Sampal Kami. So Tony Ora has run himself out for 19, just as PNG were building. Tony Ora is gone for 19. Papua New Guinea, they slide to 40 for 3. Sese Bao in at number 5 for Papua New Guinea. And they'll have been thinking if they can just get through the spell of Sandeep Lamachani. Another googly out of the back of the hand. It's 3 out of 5 so far, from what I can see. Coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Bao will like this angle for Lamachani. The 2 left-handers to bowl to now. Another googly again. Attempted sweep shot, bowling them with great frequency. So, 10 overs gone. It's exactly 4 and over. PNG have lost 3 in the power play, 40 for 3. So Karen KC is going to continue from this, the pavilion end. Your questions flooding in. So many I'm really struggling to keep up. I am sorry if I don't get back to you. This next one from Suman Siwakati, who is watching on Willow TV from Virginia in the United States. Driven into the offside. Going to be runs here. Probably time to get back for 2. Bao and Amini very quick between the wickets. Yeah, Suman Siwakati asking about the possibility of Nepal getting to a global event again, just the 1 World Cup appearance for them so far. He says, we have a huge fan base and it's always disheartening for fans like us. Nepal choke up in the bigger tournaments to qualify, particularly the T20 World Cup. Keep the faith. And the reason I'm saying keep the faith is because another T20 World Cup next year. I know that Nepal won't be going to the game, to the big dance in 2021 and next month, in a month's time, but driven to Sampal Kami, who fields well, get through for the single. But Nepal will have another chance. They'll go automatically to the global qualifier because their rankings this time. And if they can get through that, they will play in the T20 World Cup in 2022. 16 teams in that tournament. Just 10 teams in the 2023 World Cup, which is a great shame, of course, but that will expand back to 14 teams in 2027. And the big news, 20 teams at the 2024 T20 World Cup, really big expansion. So that's where Nepal will be targeting in the coming years. They will, of course, be dreaming of a 2023, a maiden 50-over World Cup appearance, but it should be the two T20 World Cups in 2022 and 2024. We'll give them the best chance. Hands on heads there. Was that a drop chance? Binod Bandari smiles. 3 or 4 fielders with their hands on the heads. That might indicate, I think they're asking the umpire as well, was that a fine edge? Sampal Kami, he's always smiling. But let's see if we can see anything on a replay, whether or not it took the slightest deflection. It's definitely some deflection because it wasn't signaled wide, so maybe that's a chance. Gone down behind the stumps. Might have flicked the pad. Without a replay, impossible to tell for us, so won't be able to call it either way. Swing and a miss. Next question coming in from Robin, asking me, I do think that associate cricket teams are lacking third umpire and DRS. I think it is a slightly more disadvantage to them. What do you think, sir? Love from Pakara, Nepal. Love your commentary too, sir. Thank you so much, Robin. Good question. Look, I think realistically, it's only going to be the ICC events where you'll be able to see the DRS in operation. It's very costly to bring in on the broadcast. You've got the Hawkeye, the ball tracking cameras, and the edge detection technology as well. You've got to remember, though, Robin, it's the same for both sides. So whilst you might think it's a disadvantage, at least if it's the two associates playing against each other like they are here, both sides are. Next question from Sudan Lamachani. He's in watching on Willow, all the way from New York City. Well, I think it's a good morning to you there. As in Nepali, he's asking whether or not we'll get a live telecast of the Everest Premier League. Lots of fans asking about that EPL, which will get going on September 25th. That is edge, but it has not carried. And look at Binod Bandari. That is outstanding. That might be one of the magic moments of the match there, because immediately is said, that is not carried. Great spirit. A food man do moment of the match. That good honesty from Binod Bandari. Love to see this. A clear inside edge. Clearly hasn't carried. He's scooped it up off the half volley. 11 overs gone. 44 for 3. Interesting score comparison there. Just 2 runs in it. Papua New Guinea ahead of where Nepal were at this stage. They did have a slow start, Nepal, after losing their 2 openers early. Another googly from Lamachani. Slower through the air, over the wicket now to Amini. Yeah, answering that question regarding Everest Premier League, whether or not it'll be on television, it absolutely will. I think it's going to be broadcast all the way around the world, those sides. An appeal and given. I'm not sure that CJ Amini can believe it. The appeal was a big one from Lamachani and Binod Bandari, but no one else. And Lamachani's seeming to say it's out. Let's take a look. I think it was the leg break coming back in, was it? Yeah, it absolutely was, and you can see nothing wrong with that. It's pitched in line, it's straightened enough, probably going on to hit off stump. Maybe Amini was just looking away from the umpire. In fear and in hesitation, Lamachani works his magic yet again. Amini gone for 16, all the fours for Papua New Guinea. It's 44 for 4. So Sandeep Lamachani, I don't want to call him the golden boy of Nepali cricket anymore, because he's definitely a man now, 21 years of age. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? In the blue and red of Nepal. A lovely leg break, trapping Amini. There's another good googly. So Sandeep Lamachani straight away to Dariga, who works on the golden boy of Nepali cricket anymore. Continue to put in this one from now 21 years of age. Heisenberg, who's watching on from Kathmandu. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? Is the favourite for the upcoming T20 World Cup. A lovely leg break, trapping, well, Amini, the reigning champions of the West Indies. Sandeep Lamachani straight away to Dariga, who works on the golden boy of the way they play their continue to put in this one from 21 years of age. Heisenberg, who's watching on from Kathmandu. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? Is the favourite. Good spin up for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Lovely leg break, trapping. Another googly. Well, from Lamachani, the reigning champ, ball away constantly from the left-handers. Sandeep Lamachani straight away to Dariga, who works on the golden boy of the way they might be in the mix. He's put in this sure whether England Heisenberg is watching on from Kathmandu. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? Is the favourite. Good spin up for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Lovely leg break, World Cup at the same time. Well, from Lamachani, the reigning champ, all away constantly from the left-handers. Spinners are there, yesterday. Dariga, who works on the golden boy of the way they might be in the mix. He's put in this sure whether England Heisenberg is watching on from Kathmandu. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? Is the favourite. Good spin up for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Lovely leg break, World Cup at the same time. Here's Rinda Chahal. So 12 overs gone. We'll come back to your questions. It's 45 for 4. Kipling, Dariga and Sesebao have a huge task on their hands. PNG's batting this week has been their issue. Struggled with the bat in hand. Getting some good discipline bowling that they've faced from both Nepal and USA. More comments coming in. This one from James saying that the average age of this Nepal playing 11 today, just 23 years of age. That is a big advantage. Future very bright for this Nepali side. I think we could go on to see them dominate associate cricket, maybe not in the next 12 to 18 months, but certainly in the next 5 to 10 years. a nice drive, but straight to Sampalkami. Next comment coming from Sandesh Gayawal. They're in Kathmandu. He's saying the main issue about the Nepali side is their inconsistent batting performance. They would be achieving even greater heights if that was fixed. The fielding and bowling is top drawer. Wouldn't disagree with that. He says Nepal for the win as well. Great to hear your thoughts.